Welcome back to another episode of the Hermit Poetry Series. I'm Neil Aitken, and on this channel I read poetry, mostly work by contemporary poets, occasionally poems of my own, and once in a while poems from the past. Today's episode features a poem by TJ Jarrett from her collection, let's see if we can get it into focus, TJ Jarrett from her collection Zion, published by Southern Illinois Press as part of the Crab Orchard series in poetry back in 2014. This particular poem comes towards the latter part of the collection. I love T.J. Jarrett's work. She writes with such lyrical honesty and beauty here, and I think this poem and this collection in general does a wonderful job of speaking not only to the country, but it's also about history of the South, history of a family, and history of loss. So this poem is what we find at the end of the world. For you I crossed a great deal of country and stood at the end of the world to grieve, thinking that it would be the end of it. But days later I heard bare feet padding behind me in the kitchen or the den. Then you grew bolder, sitting at the end of my bed, waiting as I pretended to sleep in the dark. I could not speak to you because I was still so very angry, but then, just the other night, I had a dream. Less visitation than remembrance. It was the first day we met, and you cupped my cheek with your open hand and said, "You are so very beautiful." As I opened my mouth to speak, you shook your head. No, it's in the way you've learned to take up space. I was saddened and moved by so much honesty at once that I held you and felt you disappearing in my arms, which I suppose is what happened. I was so startled that I sat upright in bed and said, "I forgive you," although who am I to forgive you when we are all unknowable? I reached out my hand, and then I was alone again in that dark room. And that was T.J. Jarrett. So I encourage you to seek out her work. Find this book, find her work online, follow her, and just read and experience the world as T.J. Jarrett brings it to life in her poetry. This reconciliation, this balancing of race and history and our own complicity in it. And I think this is the world that we live in now, that we've been living in for a long time. And I'm grateful for poets that rise up and speak and provide us opportunities to contemplate and think about our place in that and what we can do next. So I encourage you to keep following, and this month I'll continue to read more and more work by African American poets and focus on what we can do. And so if you've enjoyed this video and this poem, please like it. If you please stop by often, subscribe to this channel, and I'll have new content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. If you have suggestions or recommendations for poets or poems I should read, let me know below in the comments, and I will try to follow up on those as best as I can. So until next time, please stay safe, stay well, and stay active in the work that you do. It's what we can do right now. Thank you. Until next time.